Hey there, friend. It's good to see you again, and thanks for coming back. So, today I've got another story for you. I had a story for you yesterday about a purple dragon, and today's story is about something that a boss of mine told me um, on like one of my first couple of days on a job. And so, this particular job was, well, it is actually, it's in an industry that's very stressful. It's high intensity, it's 12-hour shifts at minimum. You're consistently in one place, and there's not only a lot of knowledge that you need to have to be able to operate this one job, but that knowledge also has to be incredibly front of mind. It needs to be instantaneous. Like as soon as the situation takes place, you need to know exactly what to do. And not only that, but you need to have some kind of foresight based thinking in developing live situations. And not only that, you need to have teamwork, you need to have emotional tolerance. And finally, just to kind of get you to understand just how stressful this particular industry is, lives are on the line. One mistake by you could end somebody's life. So let that sink in, because there's a lot of responsibility there. And that's why in this particular industry where I was working, anybody can apply, but not that many people can stick the landing and stay the course. So you need to have a type of character and personality if you're the kind of person to actually stay in this kind of job. Not that many people are able to actually stay. So let's rewind the clock. This story took place probably in my first month of operating, and there was just one day where things were getting more and more hectic, and everybody was just getting more and more sucked into the situation. Emotion was getting more dialed up. Screaming and shouting were taking place, and I remember with me, because my boss was at the time overseeing me, I remember my boss just kind of looking at me very calmly and just saying to me, and here's the message that I want you to get, by the way. He said to me, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And then he said, that's like a Bruce Lee quote or something after the fact. I haven't fact checked that. You can check that. But let's dial into that message. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. So what does that mean? When you're in the present moment and you allow yourself to be slow, then you can actually operate from a present looking forward state of mind. You can operate slow, but realize that with enough repetition, you can get faster, but still be present. Whereas, let's look at the opposite. Just be fast. So fast means that you're not in control of the moment. The moment is in control of you. You do not ever know where the moment will go. But if you're in control of yourself, you can always be in control of yourself. But if you're at mercy to the moment, you don't know where that moment is going to go. And so subsequently, you are lost. Your emotions become a roller coaster. Your mind is all over the place. You try and be too clever when actually you just need to be operational. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And by being present and slower, you actually allow yourself to become faster, but still present. So let's talk about meditation. Because there's so much information out there, and obviously in our society right now, in our modern day society, we've trained ourselves to seek the internet and to seek internet and YouTube videos as our go-to source of information. And because the waters of information are diluted, there are not that many people who actually have good stuff. It's more just stuff for either generic or just bad information in general. But hey, at least it looks good and it's well edited and it's got some comedian speaking to you. At the end of the day, you need to find the person that resonates with you and the person who has competency and skill in a certain skill. So in the generic flood of information out there, I've noticed over the years a lot of YouTubers who use meditation or make meditation videos as And again, this is just the lens of how I see things and how the algorithm's been giving me stuff. Your mileage may vary, your perspective may vary. I've just been seeing people who've been using meditation as a good buzzword for a video, and so subsequently they use it as like an experiment. Let's try an experiment. Let's see what happens when I meditate for a month. Oh, okay, cool. The month is over. I'm done with meditating. So that's how you don't go about meditating. Meditating is something that I would encourage you to use as a focal point for the remainder of your life. However, you need to learn what it feels like to fall in love with it first. So it's a relationship. If yesterday's message was all about the relationship with money, this is about the relationship with meditation. And at a beginner level, what's the purpose of it? Well, it's first to understand the relationship that you have with mind and the relationship that you have with stillness. The rabbit hole does go deeper. At much deeper levels, then it becomes the relationship of blending your mind, your still mind, with the bigger mind. And it's blending and deepening that relationship with it. So I'm just going to assume that you're at the beginner level. And I'm going to take you through a meditative process, the theory of it. You find your own way. And I'm not saying that my way is the de facto be-all, end-all way. I'm just giving you an introduction. I'm not going to do the meditation with you. I'm just going to kind of tell you what to expect and how to prepare for it. The first most important thing is, if your life is stressful right now and hectic, can you allow yourself to slow? Can you honor yourself and your time and the life that you have and just give yourself an hour of your day? If things are so hectic and out of control right now, then why not allow, surely you want those things to go down. Can you realize that maybe how you're doing things right now isn't working? You can't blunt instrument your way through devastation and think that everything is going to be fine on the other side. It's not working for a reason. And you're probably listening to me and nodding your head and understanding, yeah, Adam, cool. So if that's the case, then honor yourself and allow yourself to have an hour. It doesn't matter where that hour is. Know yourself. Where's your most productive hour for meditation? Just give yourself that. Allow yourself to be present so that you're not so that you can be in control of your moment as opposed to the moment being in control of you. Cool. So now you have your hour. And here's what you're going to do. It's got to be an hour where you're not going to be disturbed. So that means if there's construction happening, then you're probably in a room that's wrong for you. You got to be in a silent kind of space. Maybe allow yourself to darken the room. What I like to do is sometimes I wear darkened blindfolds as well. It helps. A dark environment, a peaceful environment. Just make it your moment. Next thing you're going to do, so absolutely, is close your eyes. And there's two ways of doing this, right? I'm just going to take you through a shorter and a longer way. Both ways work. And if you want to really honor yourself, do the longer way. So first is you're just going to focus on your breathing. See, a lot of people use music. And if you're the kind of person who does use music, that's really cool. And I'll attach below a link that I find incredibly helpful. But you need to allow it to sink in. 20 minutes, 30 minutes is the minimum. So allow it to sink in. And it's beats. That's it. It's just beats. But don't focus on the visuals. Focus on you. That's why I'm saying you want to close your eyes for this. First steps is just breathing. That's it. In and out. And you do your own pace. Hold in, hold out, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's all about you, knowing yourself. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And your thoughts are probably going to start hitting you like, oh my God, this is so stupid. Why am I doing this? If somebody were to walk in on me, they'd think this is ridiculous. Let thought talk. It doesn't really matter. Just acknowledge it. Don't try and push it away. Just be like, okay, cool. That was a nice thought. I'm just going to keep breathing. Breathe in and out. All right? Sometimes your emotions might be like, you just might be in such a state and you're like, oh, what is the point, man? My life is so crazy. I should be working on the stuff right now. Or like, I'm depressed, I'm angry, I'm fearful. Doesn't matter. Just acknowledge it. Sit with it, right? You don't need to explore and find out depth and find out the reason why. That's for higher level meditation. Right now we're just doing basics, right? And so just acknowledge that it's there and just be like, okay, cool. I'm breathing. That's it, right? And then finally, you acknowledge your space, your environment, right? And you just acknowledge that you're there in a space, right? And whatever noise you might hear or might hear in the future, it's okay. Like, it's not there to distract you. And then finally, you acknowledge that there's a part of your brain, there's a part of your psyche that wants to take you away from this meditative process. It's a natural part of your human body, but by acknowledging it, you pretty much just say, like, cool, I see you. And at the same time, like, I'm meditating. I love you. I see you, I love you, and I'm meditating. So, 4 things, in other words: your thoughts, your feelings, the space that you're in, any noises that might be taking place now or take place in the future while you're busy doing this meditation, and then finally, the part of you that might want to take you out from this meditative process, right? You don't need to know where the part is, you just need to know that it's there, and you just need to acknowledge it. Okay, cool. So right now, you've done breathing, right? And then I want you to imagine, essentially what you're going to be doing is bringing a ball of light, right? And just imagine what that ball of light looks like. And you're going to be bringing that ball of light, ideally, from your bottom, your bottom area, your hip area, and bringing it all the way up the spine and up your neck and your head. But let's not move too fast, right? Because you first want that ball of energy to start with the tips of your limbs, right? So when I started meditating, for me it was my toes, right? And you can really go in depth on this, and that's why I was saying the more in depth, the better, right? So just to give you an in-depth approach of how to do this, so you start at the tips of your toes, then you go to your toenails, then you go to your ankle, your like the knuckles, the toe knuckles, right? Then it's up the top of your foot, up the bottom of your foot, by your ankles, the side of your foot, your heel. You see how specific I am? Like up the like first shins, right? The first, like, the tiny part of your leg, going to the middle part of your leg. That's like breaking it down to like very small increments. A faster approach of doing it is just saying foot, like toe, foot, leg. Try be specific. Honor yourself. Honor this moment. Honor this educational meditative process that you're going through. So the more specific, the better. And eventually, as you start growing up your legs and starting to get to like the groin area, the hip area, you'll start to realize, wait, hang on, I need to do my arms at some point. So eventually, right, you're going to get to, start playing with that. Like, as you're working your way up your body, you want to get the energy from the tips of your fingers to start getting to your core. It's all about getting to core. Okay, so we've started with toes, we've gone all the way up, we're now in like the groin hip area, and now we're going to torso, right? And there's belly button, there's torso, and we go up. Think of the core, think of the spine. The spine is the most important part here, right? Because that's kind of, that's like your center. So we're going up. As we're doing that, we're imagining the energy from our tips of our fingertips, slowly moving up. And eventually the bottom energy, that's that glowing white light that you're building up, is going to meet with the energy that's been building from your arms, and it's going to meet in the center by your heart, right? And you'll definitely feel something when you hit there. Trust me. Just go through it. It's really cool. So now we're going to be even more specific, right? Because now we're moving up the neck. And the neck, you want to intentionally slow down for this one. Like, imagine like each like spinal bracket, like honor each spinal bracket moving up, 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 up to the head, the different parts of your face moving up, 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 and eventually you're just glowing at the top, right? And then when you're there, you'll know. Like I said, it's one of those things where you just have to feel it. And when you're at the top, you'll just know. And while you're busy doing this process, starting all the way from the bottom, moving up, you might have thoughts that come in, you might have emotions that come in, you might have all these different things that come in. And the important thing is to focus on the process and not the thing that comes in. When those things come in, and they will come in, instead of pushing and instead of unpacking, it's more just saying, I see you and I'm focused on my meditation. Thank you for coming, and I will allow you to go when you want to. And you'll notice it will go at some stage. So let's get back to our zenith, right? So now we've done the whole meditation, and there's stillness. There will be peace. There will be quiet. And at that point, it's just about being in the moment, because that's present. Being in the moment, right? And the more focused you are with that, then the more insights that you can have, the more healing that you can have. There's many, like I said, the rabbit hole goes so deep on this one. So I've just given you like a basic introduction. Now, coming out of it, you'll know, like your body will know. Like your body will say like, cool, I've had enough healing, right? And, just take it gradually, right? Some people like to sit down. Some people like to stand up for this one. When you're meditating, it's okay. Like if, let's say you're sitting down cross-legged and like you start feeling pins and needles. It's okay. You can open your eyes and like move around. It's okay. You don't have to be perfect in the beginning, because there's no such thing as perfection. It's a skill. You're busy learning it. I would say one thing, right? Allow yourself to be consciously focused on, I'm doing a meditation. I'm not here to fall asleep, because a lot of people do. You remember I said there's a mechanism in your head that wants to take you out of the process. Sometimes that mechanism is the fall asleep mechanism. And if you do fall asleep, it's okay. You haven't done anything wrong, right? Because you're doing something for the first time. So allow yourself to fail. You'll still receive, just by doing this 1 hour justice and doing it for you, you'll still receive the healing that you need, whatever that healing is. And a lot of the times, what you're really doing is, at the end of the day, you're waking yourself to intuition. So what is intuition? Intuition is the whisper. It's that little whisper in your head that says, you know what? Maybe I should be doing this. Sometimes, and in fact, most likely all the time, you know exactly what you need to do. You know exactly what that next step is. The intuition is that reassurance. Sometimes the intuition is the like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. But it makes sense. Whatever it makes sense, and it's like, cool, there's like a heart step for this. There's a soul step for this. Like it makes sense. And it's a little whisper. It's not the shouting emotional noise. It's the whisper that says, you should be doing this. So if your life is crazy right now, I've just taught you how to meditate. And honor yourself. As crazy as it sounds right now, oh my God, I'm taking a whole hour out of my day when I should be doing this thing. Like I said, you cannot blunt instrument yourself through destruction and think that everything is going to be nice and peaceful on the other end. It's impossible. Honor where you're at right now, but honor that you're not in control of yourself. The moment is in control of you. Wouldn't you like to be in control of the moment? Well, that means you have to be in control of you. Stillness, quiet, peace, health, prosperity. Take it away. Enjoy your meditation. And if you are going to do it my style, and if you come back and rewatch this, please let me know. Comment. Let me know how it was for you. I'd love to have some kind of feedback. I think it's pretty cool. if you do decide to take me up on that meditative challenge. Anyway, friend, that's what I got for you today. It's a bit of a long one. Wow, 20 minutes. Who would have thought? So I hope that you enjoyed it. And I guess all that's left is for me to say, I'll see you tomorrow. Who knows what that'll bring. Cool. Cheers for now.